Lesson 5. You have probably noticed that one of the main difficulties encountered in your daily life is a certain feeling of laziness, especially in cases where the task to be performed is not of particular interest to you. Even when, through an effort of willpower, you are able to overcome that feeling and start to do your work, you begin presently to experience a sense of fatigue, which often culminates in actual exhaustion. That is the reason why work is a real ordeal to most people, with the result that they do it not because they like it, but because most often they are compelled by circumstances to do it. The cause of this attitude toward work as something necessary but at the same time very unpleasant is the lack of supply of life force in the majority of individuals. When you have drained away the very limited amount at your disposal in the solar plexus, the reservoir of that force in your body, you feel that you cannot work any longer. Yet if, before starting any kind of work, you take the trouble to ensure a continuous and ever-increasing fresh supply of that power by making the contact with universal life energy in accordance with the methods previously described, you will find that conditions are completely reversed. Once connected with that great power which will flow into you, supplying all the life force you need for the work you have to perform, and even much more than that, the thing that seemed difficult to you before will appear extraordinarily easy and simple because of the superabundance of energy at your disposal. The sense of laziness you may have felt before starting to work will be done away with as if by magic. And as for fatigue, you will soon forget the meaning of that word, because you will realize that the more you work with the universal power to back up every step, the stronger and healthier you will become. That which appeared to you before almost as an ordeal will become a real pleasure to you. Thus not only will your attitude toward your work change, but your entire outlook on life will change and broaden also, bringing you that sense of freedom, of exhilaration and reserve power which invariably comes to him who is stepping out of the rut. Remember, any work quickly and well done naturally commands a larger financial return. It brings advancement and increase in salary. Besides that, quick and good work performed with joy, with a pleasant smile, will do away with criticism and will invite instead that sincere appreciation which harmonizes relations between employer and employee. A good worker, no matter in what department of human life, is appreciated and paid according to the value which his work actually represents. The reason most people receive such small salaries is because their producing power corresponds fairly well to the small financial return they receive. Time and again, whenever an individual, be it man or woman, has been discovered to do better work than others, special attention has been paid to that individual, and promotion and higher salary have followed as a natural consequence. Even if the recognition of that increased efficiency does not come in due time from the organization or people who enjoy the benefit of it, opportunities are seldom lacking to place it where its value is substantially appreciated. Or if such opportunities are lacking, that same universal life energy can be used to discover the proper opening. Remember also that it is within your power to bring this about in your own life. All that is necessary is for you to make the contact. The mental one is especially advisable, because it is the simplest and quickest with universal life energy before you start to do anything, and then to apply yourself to your task with the serene confidence that the force flowing through you will support and guide you to a successful conclusion. Your body will act as an engine, the propelling power of which is the inexhaustible life energy. And just as the engine is never tired and stops functioning only when there is no more power to make it work, so it will be with your body. It will work untiringly while the force flows through it. Moreover, your body is in all respects far superior to the mechanical engine to which it is compared. An engine has its parts worn through friction. It may get out of order or even break. Your body, on the other hand, is being repaired and renewed in every portion as fast as it shows signs of wear. The universal life energy contacted by you, and which your life center is constantly transmuting into the very life of your body, not only supplies that body with the energy it needs to do the work, but what is even more important, strengthens and reconstructs its exhausted tissues down to the minutest cell. That amazingly thorough and unceasing process of rebuilding so adapts the new structure to incessantly new demands that the whole of your physical system is harmonized and fortified, daily reducing to a minimum the chances of wearing or breaking down. In other words, just the opposite of what happens to a mechanical engine happens to your human body. The engine slowly but surely grows weaker every moment. Your body, on the contrary, through the use of universal life energy, grows stronger and better all the time. The few seconds which it will take you each time to contact universal life energy will be compensated by hours of constructive and pleasant work. Consider this as one of the cardinal points of these teachings which, conscientiously applied, will bring results far exceeding your most sanguine expectations. For instance, take any of your daily duties at home, no matter how small or trivial they may appear to you. Perform them always with the help of universal life energy. You can use that force when dressing or reading your newspaper in the morning. It will help you in cooking and even in eating your food. Once you make the contact with universal life energy before you start to eat, the assimilation of the food by your body will be more complete and perfect. When combing your hair or giving the proper care to your body, take the trouble to contact that great power. It will then flow strongly into whatever part of your body you are concerned with, always stimulating, invigorating, and purifying it. Your hair will attain a more luxurious growth and a rich luster. If it has become gray, it will gradually regain its original color. Your skin will acquire a finer texture and smoothness, and will be more resistant to harsh external influences. Eyes will again grow clear and expressive, reflecting undimmed the awakened emotions of your higher nature. It is a well-known fact that if you take proper care not only of the human body, but even of the bodies of animals, trees and plants, you increase their actual value and improve their physical appearance. If such results are obtained in trying to harmonize their inherent qualities by taking care of them in the ordinary way, what infinitely greater and more harmonious results will be obtained if for that purpose a power is used which is life and harmony itself, and which is supreme in every direction. In doing your office work, no matter whether you are at the bottom or at the top of the business ladder, always remember to contact life energy first. When your fingers are running over the keys of the typewriter, let universal life energy work with you and for you, while you remain the directing mental power. If your province is farm work of any kind, in the field or in the barn, in the orchard or in the dairy, caring for livestock, feeding and tending them, or handling men, take the trouble in each instance first to make the contact with universal life energy, letting it flow through you into everything with which you come in contact, and you will see what wonderful results you will thus obtain through the continual use of that force. Remember, this power is the very life of the universe. Everything in nature, a simple seed as well as a human being, needs it, And the more you pour that force through your body into anything, the better that thing will become. The seed planted in the field will give you bigger crops. The orchards will produce larger and better fruit. Cows will give more and richer milk, and your hens will lay more and larger eggs. Cooperation from helpers will be more spontaneous and efficient. Under its magic, everything will thrive, and its continual use will reduce to a minimum the accidents and diseases so common not only among animals and poultry, but also among trees and plants. In the matter of healing, do not forget that the source, the fundamental cause, of all sickness is the same for both animal and vegetable life. Disharmonious vibrations demand expression as well in the life of a tree as in the life of a human being, and the only difference is that their manner of expression varies in proportion to the degree of development of the channels for that expression. Thus, in the simple organism of a tree, the range of expression is limited to comparatively few diseases, while in the highly complex and sensitive system of a human being, there is apparently no limit to the kinds of ill in which disharmony is able to manifest itself. Through the use of universal life energy, whose inherent quality is always to establish equilibrium and thus bring strength and harmony, all diseases can be eliminated, whether in plants or in animals, by the elimination of the fundamental negative cause. You do not do the healing, but by making yourself the direct agent, the open channel through which life energy is poured into the tissues which are too sick to contact it in sufficient quantities themselves. You introduce a harmonizing force strong enough to overcome the disharmony at the root of the trouble. And although this force is self-governing, it will be greatly helped in its work if directed intelligently, with a clear understanding of the nature of the task it has to perform. For example, in treating animals, there are two distinct ways to proceed. One is to take them individually and, after making the contact with universal life energy, to direct it through your hands and fingertips toward that part of the body which is to be healed. If the entire body is affected, send the force into every part of it with slow sweeping movements of the hands, working from the lower joint of the neck to the tail and feet or, if convenient, from the solar plexus outward each way, but without touching. Such treatment ought to last from 5 to 15 minutes actually and be performed once, twice or more each day, depending on the seriousness of the case. Continue this until the animal is healed. The second way of healing animals is by group treatment, that is, by treating a whole flock or herd at once. In this instance, place yourself just far enough away so that the herd comes into your perspective as a group instead of as individuals. The distance may vary from 20 feet to several hundred, depending on the size of the group. Make the contact with universal life energy, and when you feel the force flowing, direct it through your extended hands towards the center of the herd. Then by a slow and gradually enlarging rotary motion of the hands, spread it from the center to the edges, and repeat. Continue the treatment for from 5 to 15 minutes, as with individuals. The size of the group, far from being an impediment, tends to make the treatment even more effective because of the interaction between the individuals composing that group. Each reacts to the stimulation of life energy, and each becomes a channel also for the transmission of that force, so that the whole group collectively generates within itself a continually stronger flow and interchange of harmonizing power. Thus, though it seems to be a paradox, the larger the group is, the more easily it can be treated, and the quicker and more effective will be the results obtained. The distance one may be from the group when treating it is of little importance, as space is no obstacle to the operation of universal life energy. When properly directed, universal life energy will work at any distance. The best times to give such treatments, individual and collective, are in the morning with the sun's rise and in the evening with its setting. In the first case, the vibrations you give are attuned to the rising vibrations of the new day, and in the second to the soothing vibrations of the approaching night. In treating any kind of plant life, from the crops in the fields to the trees in the woods, the process is the same as for animals, except in one respect. Instead of directing the force first into the leaves and branches, start the treatment at the roots and work upwards. Thus you are in accord with the upward trend of the life of the plant, set by the flow of the sap from the roots toward the branches, whereas by reversing the process you would be needlessly counteracting that trend rather than strengthening and enforcing it. In either group treatment or individual treatment of plants, this one essential point should be borne in mind. There is one other use of universal life energy on the farm which requires mention as of special interest to farmers: crop protection. Statistics place the money value lost to farmers through insect and animal pests at billions of dollars annually, and this in spite of the constantly improved methods evolved by science for combating that menace. Yet if, in addition to these ordinary methods, the individual farmer will apply the principles taught in this course, he can not only cut down his yearly contribution to that tremendous deficit, but can even eliminate it almost entirely. By charging a crop with universal life energy through the method of group treatment, that crop is made fundamentally its own protection. Universal life energy is a purely constructive force, and as such is instantly repellent to any destructive influence. All parasites, on the contrary, whether insect or animal, are by nature open channels for destructive influences, since it is through destruction alone of other forms of life that they maintain their existence. The effect of universal life energy is immediately to turn that corrosive flow of destructive energy back upon itself, so that it preys upon its own channel instead of being able to vent itself in the usual manner. The parasite feels repelled, not because the crop is less appetizing as food, but because each blade and leaf has become a conductor, a live wire, of a directly opposite and stronger force. Therefore the destructive animus must seek an outlet somewhere else, and in search of that outlet the insect or animal goes on or turns aside. Should your work be in the factory, there again universal life energy will be an invaluable help to you. Not only will it give you the necessary physical force to do the tasks set before you, but it will also render you more resistant to the disintegrating effect on your nerves of your disharmonious environment. By building up and preserving a harmonious condition within you, it will counteract the disruptive influence of the noise, the heat, the odors, and above all the monotony which are generally the lot of factory workers. It will guard you against accident by warding off fatigue and keeping you alert and sensitive to your surroundings. Or are you traveling, either for pleasure or on business? You know very well that there are many unpleasant things to contend with during travel. Use life energy continually, and no matter how tiresome the trip may appear to others, you will always feel rested and full of pep, ready either to work or to enjoy traveling. Use the force when taking a room from the clerk at the desk. You will get a better room at a more reasonable price. The universal power, when used by you intelligently, will always prompt people to do the right thing, because it is law itself. Whenever universal law is used in dealing with individuals, they cannot help responding to its call, with the result that you will find yourself able to overcome difficulties which otherwise seem insurmountable. Are you a musician, or engaged in painting, singing, acting, or any of the arts? Are you looking for inspiration to write, or are you interested in invention or research work in the laboratory? Universal life energy will help you there as nothing else can. It will put soul into your music. It will introduce a new depth and richness of ideas, colors, and execution into your painting, and will make your voice more expressive and beautiful when singing. It will identify you completely with the role you are playing on the stage or on the silver screen. You will be able to express greater sincerity and deeper emotion. It will impart a more original character to your writing, a more colorful and living language, a striking imagery, and a stronger rhythm. It will bring the treasures hidden in the deepest recesses of your mind into tangible expression, whether on the written page or in the form of new inventions and discoveries. Humanity more and more recognizes the value and is willing to pay the price for that which it considers pleasant, instructive, and useful for its well-being. Therefore, the better you can give yourself to humanity, the more humanity will reward you for that. And it is only through the continual use of universal life energy that you can discover the best there is in you for the use and enjoyment of mankind. Exercises. The exercises for this week are again the STAR exercise, relaxation, silence, mental contact, and stimulation. You must first thoroughly assimilate them before new and more advanced exercises will be given to you. You should realize the importance of the mental contact with universal life energy. Your daily life must be a continual exercise of it, in the little things as well as in the big. Remember that these teachings are above all practical. In other words, they must be practiced continually if you are to obtain the proper results. The unimportance of a task or duty is of no significance. What counts in the building up of your character is not the size of the task itself, but how you perform that task. The most trivial and ordinary of your daily occupations becomes just as great a factor in that work of self-reconstruction as the more responsible ones when put to the test of the principles contained in these lessons. Questions and answers. 1. What common difficulty encountered in the performance of one's daily duties can be eliminated by the use of universal life energy? A common difficulty which the use of universal life energy will eliminate in the performance of daily duties is a feeling of laziness and reluctance to enter into the work on hand, due to lack of vitality. 2. How are those duties most easily and efficiently performed? Those duties can be most easily and efficiently performed by the constant use of universal life energy. 3. Is it possible to work without getting tired? It is possible to work without getting tired by continually drawing fresh strength from universal life energy as fast as your own is used up. 4. What specifically will be the effects of the use of universal life energy on the human body? The specific effects of the use of universal life energy on the human body are to restore its exhausted energies, rebuild worn tissues, stimulate nerves and cells to expel undesirable elements, and to promote strength and harmony. 5. How may it be used on the farm? Universal life energy can be used on the farm, in every direction, in the care of animals and plants, in the orchard, in handling men, etc. 6. In what way does the cause of diseases differ in animal and plant life? The causes of diseases in animals and plants differ. In no way. All disease is but the expression of disharmonious vibrations. 7. What different ways are there of treating animal and plant life with universal life energy? The different ways of treating animal and plant life with universal life energy are individual treatment and group treatment. 8. What way is most efficient, and why? The most effective way is group treatment, because of the interaction between the individuals of the group. 9. Is the procedure always the same? The procedure in treating plant life and animal life differs, in that a treatment given to plant life is always started at the roots and continued upward, while a treatment of animal life begins either at the top of the body and is continued downward, or at the solar plexus and is distributed radially. 10. What effect does distance have on the sending of universal life energy? The effect of distance on sending universal life energy is known whatever. 11. In what other very important respect can universal life energy be of benefit to the farmer? Another very important respect in which universal life energy can be of benefit to the farmer is in the protection of trees and crops from destructive insect and animal life. 12. What advantages are derived from the use of universal life energy in factory work? The advantages derived from the use of universal life energy in the factory are: it will counteract the disruptive influences of the noise, the heat, the odors, and the monotony of mechanical work and will render the individual less liable to accident.